Sorry, folks, for being late. We have some technical difficulty. Are we live?
Just press mute.
Don't click play. It's fine. Thank you. Okay, I think, are we going?
We're going.
Can they hear you?
I hope so.
I was supposed to set this up, and it was supposed to be really nice. With you could see me, and when I'm drawing with two cameras, you could see my brother who's calling in. But I stupid, and I know now. Oh, you're drinking a margarita. That looks delicious.
Oh, it's so good, bud. I wanted to show it off. I made it such a perfect drink. And I was like, people are going to have drink envy, but they can't see it.
Okay, well, there might be the crap audio again on my end because I'm on this really crap rig and everything, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, but we'll make the most of it.
Yeah. So, I'm Will Robson. With me is my co-host and my brother, Alex Robson.
It's so cool to hear.
We do a podcast together called Spider-Man, the Animated Series Podcast. You can check that out on any place where podcasts are, is that right?
Yeah, well, I've said it enough. You would think you would remember.
Yeah, I don't listen during that bit. I think you and I are the only people in the stream right now, so that's fun.
There's two people on the chat.
Yeah, it's you and me.
Oh.
Hang on, let me just type, hello, Smythe.
See that? I can't see you.
Yeah, you said hello.
Oh, I see it. Hello, Smythe. It's a little bit of a delay. Cool.
Has this all been shared on my social? I don't know. I'm at a wreck today. I spent all day building a barbecue and my back hurts and I'm an old man. Anyway, so...
Yeah, it has been shared on your socials and I shared it on the Spider-Man page as well. There were 7 people waiting in the chat, but then I think they gave up after being late to arrival.
Oh, well, that sucks. I should have just put technical difficulty. Yeah. Anyway, it was a big struggle to get this going today. I'm really working hard to try and make this look legitimate and nice with great audio because I have a fantastic microphone. You do as well. Mm-hmm. We have proper gear, and I have all the Mac and Apple products and anyway, two big ones of these right there. So I have another issue of Spider-Man to give away. We gave one. Hi, Cat. So just us three. Great. Does Alex's audio sound okay? Does anything sound okay?
As well answer the question.
Da, 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 da.
I sent a love for heart emoji.
Sounds great. Do your thing. Great. Cool. Okay, so we're giving away another free issue of issue 1 of Spider-Ham. So basically, at the end of this stream, my brother is going to ask people in the audience a question. Alex is a bit muffled. Great. He's going to ask the audience a question. Whoever answers it first correctly wins the digital download code of this issue, which you can email me at RobsonRequest to get it.
Okie dokie, I'm going to think of a question whilst we do this and have one ready for the end.
Cool. And today, appropriately, on this, I think this is a Stegman book, actually. Is it a Stegman book? Let's have a look here.
That guy who does Pokemon called Pierce just said, "Hi, I was here yesterday. Glad to be back. Welcome back."
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, I have a co-host now who's actually looking at the chat, so that's good.
More like a host, I would say.
Yes, yeah, you're the host. I'm the talent.
I'm the voice from above.
So we're going to be drawing Spider-Man from Spider-Man the Animated Series as a zombie. Oh, scary! Spookums. So let's get to it.
We did a Kingpin and Smythe with zombies, didn't we?
We did.
Would survive in the apocalypse.
I can't remember how it went.
Well, Kingpin was like, "This is great." They sent the Spider Slayers out
just hit the camera
to do the dirty work, the Spider Slayers are like the ultimate anti-zombie tool. You're not listening because you're focusing on what you're doing.
I'm trying to get the light working. There we go.
Welcome to a regular sort of podcast that I have to deal with, listeners and viewers. Hello, Derek Monteagudo, who I couldn't say his surname, and I know you couldn't yesterday. I really apologize, Derek. Welcome back, Derek. Great to see you, and I know you won the book yesterday, which is really cool.
Yeah, I had Derek message me everywhere, like Twitter, hi, Facebook, hi, hey, I won the code, hey.
Well, good. He's got to make sure he gets it, right?
Yeah, we just sent it out. They'll come like 24 hours later because we're lazy.
Well, you are. I'm not.
This is a two-person operation, so.
This margarita is so good.
I'm having a coffee because I can. You know what's funny? Now I'm doing these streams at 6 o'clock at night. It's totally thrown off my drinking. Because I'm like, oh, I'll sit down and have a nice drink. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm about to go live.
We can have a drink. Well, I suppose you can't really when you're drawing, can you?
No.
So what are we drawing today?
Well, if you were listening, we're drawing Spider-Man from Spider-Man the Animated Series as a zombie.
Yes, dickhead. I'm doing it for all the new followers that just came onto the live stream.
Well, that's what we're drawing.
Derek, you're going to skip your class to watch this? I don't think that's a good idea. What class is it? If it's an unimportant class, then fine. But if it's a class that's vital. What would you say is a vital class?
Whatever your major is.
True.
Like, my vital class in university was Beer Pong 101, Flip Cup and the history of drinking.
He said history. I would say history's pretty important, Derek.
Yeah.
I think you got to learn from past mistakes in order to understand the world.
Just Wikipedia it, you'll be fine.
Kat Daswell says, I'm missing Hotel Transylvania to watch this. Well, that's a shit film.
That is a terrible film. You know what?
Yeah.
Go watch that film. Because if you like that, then you enjoy that.
I am not a fan. You've got history down, Derek? What does it mean by you've got history down? Because it's quite a broad topic to say you've got all of history down. You shut up, Kat. That's your real name.
I'm glad I have an aggressive co-host.
Yeah. I love all of you.
So poor Peter Parker here, he's a zombie. Oh no.
Oh, no.
I don't think you can... Zombie's one of those things you can't really come back from.
It is, that's the Margs talking. I would say that it would have been a cool episode in Spider-Man the Animated Series to have some sort of, maybe not zombie, but you know how they, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers? That would have been a cool thing to kind of adapt. I could see Spider-Man doing that because I think Batman the Animated Series did that at some point. They did a sort of Invasion of the Body Snatchers where, or maybe Superman did that. Superman the Animated Series did that, sorry. And that was a great episode because, all of Smallville was brainwashed by this giant, tentacle monster.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great because all of Superman's loved ones, like Jonathan and Martha Kent, were part of this cult because they had this, worm thing go in their brain. And actually, Clone Wars, I was telling you about it the other day, Clone Wars did a similar thing, and it was like the thing, the film. It was so cool. And it was just Ahsoka and this other Jedi on this ship with a bunch of clone troopers. And this little, parasite worm got inside the ship and started taking over them one by one and, brainwashing them.
Mm-hmm.
Until it was just, Ahsoka versus everybody. It was such a great episode. And I was like, this is just like the thing. And they're trying to figure out if people
awesome.
were brainwashed or not. It was great. That guy who does Pokemon called Pierce said, which is your favourite Spider-Man the Animated Series? Well, it is Spider-Man, the animated series. I think that's hands down without question. That's why we do the podcast for sure.
Does he have a little
Spider-Man the animated series actually has a Spider-Verse story. Yeah, I agree. That's one of the many episodes that I love.
I think John Semper would definitely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Derek said Spectacular Spider-Man is his favourite animated series.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
That's actually a catchy theme tune. That's going to be one that's going to get stuck in my head the moment you sing it.
That show's not bad.
It's not bad. I think that's the... if I remember correctly, they did Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin first before they did Norman. Like, they switched it. And Eddie Brock was, like, his best friend. It was very much like the... is it Unlimited series? Or... There was a series in the early 2000s where they Marvel rebooted a ton of characters. And Spider-Man's best friend was Eddie Brock, and he, like, the symbiote was something he was studying in a lab. Like, they changed a load of things in the early 2000s. I think...
Isn't that Spectacular Spider-Man?
Ultimate Universe, Derek said. That's it, thank you very much. It's the Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, they rebooted a load of things, and they called it the Ultimate Universe. And that guy who does Pokemon Called Pierce. That guy who does Pokemon Called Pierce, I'm going to have to call you something else, because I can't say that name.
Pokey Pierce.
Pokey Pierce? Are you okay with that, Pokey Pierce? And Derek, I'm just going to call you Derek, because...
That's your name. That's your name, mate.
I mean, to be fair, our last name is Robson, but I hear Robinson or Robeson quite often, so it's easy to fuck up all sorts of easy names.
Try and not use curse words on this.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Oh. I mean, oh, darn.
I'm trying to monetize these videos, so...
Call me Piercy. Piercy, like Pierce Brosnan? Do you like Pierce Brosnan? Do you like James Bond? Because I like James Bond.
So it's weird because I'm drawing the Spider-Man, the animated series Spider-Man. It's a different way of... I draw his mask. His mask has different webbing on it.
Do you have reference in front of you?
I do, yeah.
Nice. You do like James Bond. Well, Piercy, we can chat all day then. I've got all the day. I've got all the time in the world, as the song goes, to chat about James Bond. Oh, he's actually Irish, so it's kind of ironic.
33.
So it's Pierce. So it's Pierce Brosnan. What would you say your favourite Pierce Brosnan James Bond is, Will?
What was that one I was telling you the other day? Like, does this have this one and this have this? It's the one where it's the boat at the end.
What, Tomorrow Never Dies?
Yeah, with the guy from Game of Thrones as the villain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's in Game of Thrones. He was in something else I just watched recently. I can't remember what it is. Oh yeah, I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean last night, and he's Elizabeth's dad.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a very good one. That's the remote control car in the car park, which is great. There's loads of Bond theme in that. That's the one at the beginning where he takes the stealth ship with the missiles.
It's the best one.
Yeah, it's a very good Bond. A lot of people actually hate that because it's a bit too Action Man, but I think it's great.
It suits the times and yeah, I think it works.
Yeah, I gotta say GoldenEye though takes the biscuit for me. I love GoldenEye so much. That tank chase scene alone is brilliant.
For England, James.
So yeah, Piercy, there you go. There's some Bond chat for you. I know more about Bond than I think I know about Spider-Man and Batman combined, probably. Should have done a James Bond podcast.
You can do that by yourself.
Was that an Obi?
It was, yeah.
Tribute? TF Hero said Christopher Daniel Barnes and Josh Keaton are both the best voice of Spider-Man.
Who's Josh Keaton?
I I don't know, actually. I don't know. Is Josh Keaton part of the Spectacular Spider-Man? Is he the voice of Spidey in that show? Piercy said, what is your favourite TV show? I think...
Curb Your Enthusiasm or Mad Men.
Yeah, I'd say that's up there for me. The Office as well, the American Office, I love. Yeah. Been really into The Simpsons lately. I love The Simpsons. It's hard to pick one, if I'm honest, Piercy. I'm interested Tia Hero, who Josh Keaton is, if he is the voice of the Spectacular Spider-Man. And Yuhanti Hero said, "Why are you drawing yourself on that cover?"
I'm not drawing myself. I'm drawing the Peter Parker from the animated series. Actually, I should make his eye maybe a bit more square instead of round.
Yeah, get that square eye in there. Because you've got that sort of comb over that he has with those locks. Derek says, I'm actually going to meet you guys and do my history class while watching you draw. Thank you, Derek. That's a really good idea.
Yeah,
well
that's
done.
good.
Yeah, don't skip the class. Oh, okay, so Josh Keaton is the voice of the Spectacular Spider-Man in that cartoon, and also Spider-Man from Edge of Time game. I played the Edge of Time, did you?
No.
I played that one. No. I played that one. I played Web of Shadows, which was great.
Yeah, I missed both of those.
That was a good game.
The only one I really got into was the most recent one.
There was also a game where...
And Maximum Carnage as well.
What was it? There was a game where Venom took over every single character in the Marvel Universe. It was a Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
The worst Spider-Man. And I remember you had to fight like Venom, Wolverine, and Venom, Captain America, all sorts of characters. That was a great game.
Oh, you know what my favourite one was the Spider-Man the Animated Series game. And that great song. And Stan Lee was the narrator and walked you through it.
Oh, yeah.
And then the sequel, what's his name, walked you through Ashy Slashy from Evil Dead.
Oh,
Bruce Campbell.
Yuhanti Hero said, why is Streets of Rage 2 the best beat-em-up?
It's not. Streets of Rage 1 is better.
It is better. I agree. And he said, and why are you wrong if you disagree?
This is also someone that really likes Spider-Man 2, the movie, so we disagree.
His YouTube avatar is the comic book guy from The Simpsons, so I do like him.
It's a guy I used to do podcasts with week.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
He's from Texas and speaks like this. I like comic books, yup.
I like Streets of Rage 2.
I like comic books and I like women.
Not in that order.
Not in that order. I don't like women reading comic books, yup. And I don't like women with rights because I'm from Texas.
Oh my god!
I'm joking. I'm obviously joking, everybody.
And there goes the listener.
It's just a joke.
He said Trump 2020.
He did vote for Trump.
Piercy said, would you say that Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas being a comic writer?
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that. If there's, I suppose someone from the Black Eyed Peas is now a comic book writer, maybe?
Well, good for them.
Yeah. I mean, J.J. Abrams is doing a Spider-Man comic with his son, so... You get enough notoriety, you can probably write a comic.
I would say that I've worked more at Marvel with non-comic book writers than comic book writers.
Yeah, that's true, because Great Lakes Avengers was the comic book writer for Rick and Morty, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was still a comic book.
I know it's comics, but still, it's, you know... It's
but my Spider-Man Deadpool, that was written by a TV guy. The book I was working on just now with Marvel was a TV guy. 2 TV guys. And Zeb, who I know he does write comics, who did Spider-Ham with me, is mostly known for TV as well, Robot Chicken.
Yeah. And what was that that character that was in Iron Fist on Netflix? She... Oh God.
Oh yeah, that was another TV writer.
Yeah, it was another TV writer too, right? What's the name of that character?
Typhoid Mary.
Typhoid Mary. Yeah.
Typhoid Mary.
Oh God, we used to sing that a lot.
Think you better slow your typhoid down.
Funny, I can't tell you how good margarita is. If anybody's listening and they don't have a drink in their hand and they want a drink in their hand, go make it happen and make it a margarita.
That margarita does look pretty damn good.
It is so nice. And I'm even using my fancy Cornish sea salt for the rim, and I'm running out of sea salt. I know it's worth it.
I can't get toilet paper or Cornish sea salt. It's the end of the world.
I did actually. I was running out of Cornish sea salt earlier, and I was like, "What am I gonna do?" First world problems. How's this looking? Oh, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'll use this brush. So any other questions in the chat?
Yeah, Piercy just asked, I'm sad that J.J. Abrams' run is not going on right now. It stopped at number 3 when it was supposed to go for 5 issues. I read the first issue. Personally, wasn't the biggest fan of it. I can see the appeal, definitely, and I can understand why you want to go on to the second one. I almost purchased the second one just because I was like, well, I'll see where this goes. But the hook did not have me. But I think, well, I don't think I'm going to ask Piercy, is that because of everything that's going on right now that they've obviously postponed the remaining 2 issues?
Well, Spider-Ham issue 5 was supposed to come out, and that never did because of what's going on.
Oh, right, okay. Typhoid Mary. Got that in my head now.
Oh, that's such a better pen.
Now, apparently, J.J. Abrams put it on pause in December.
Well, the thing is you need to, if you're making comics, you've got to commit to such a tight time schedule. I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, I'll write an issue. And they do it, and they're like, oh, I have to keep making these? Like, I ain't got time for that.
I think his son was writing it mainly, but I think he oversaw it. Not to mention, if he put it on pause in December, I can think of one big film that's part of a franchise that he had coming out in December, so that might be the reason why,
Yeah.
possibly. And that film I'm not a big fan of.
I can't decide what pen I want to use.
Why, what's going on?
I'm just trying to get enough loud.
People need to start messaging me. We're so popular.
I love in Marvel Zombies with Zombie Spider-Man, where in his head he's like, Mary Jane, like, please run away.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Do you know what? I haven't read that book in a long time, and I'd love to read that again.
It's great.
I got the time. It's probably on sale
It's
as well.
really, really good. Especially, well, I'm a sucker for anything zombie. I'm pretty sure it's written by Kirkman.
Oh, I think you're right.
And yeah, the whole like Peter Parker eating Mary Jane and being like, this is my worst nightmare. But I also love the Black Panther story where he basically finds a way to not cure the zombiness, but cure the hunger. And he's in like Wakanda. Oh, and there's that messed up thing where Ant-Man has him tied up. He's like, I'm so sorry. And he keeps chopping up bits of his body and eating them.
Oh my god! Okay, I actually really want to read this now.
It's very good. Oh, it's nice to, as much as I enjoyed doing the sketch card yesterday, it's nice to have a bigger thing to draw.
Oh, that was tiny yesterday. When it was hard to see it because obviously it was focusing on your hand half the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is much better. Derek is back. He said, "I'm so stupid. My class starts at 10:40," which I assume is, I don't know what time zone you're in, Derek, because it's 6:30 in the evening here.
Is that California time?
I don't know if that's 10:40, which means it's in 10 minutes your class starts. Or maybe in an hour and 10 minutes. I'm just going to sip my margarita and wait.
So how was your day today, brother?
It was good, brother. Yeah, I did a bit of work and then had the day off. So I just wanted to chill. I've been working from home like everybody else.
You know what? I had the same feeling today. I ended up doing a lot, just like sort of house admin stuff, like building barbecue.
I almost got into that.
Yeah, I like built a barbecue. I mowed the grass and I like tended the garden and a bunch of other stuff. Walked the dog, and I'm donezo.
Yeah, I after a very busy, intense week at work. Today I was like, oh, I've got a half day off. I was in the garden, sunny, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start doing gardening now. And I started by picking up the dog droppings.
Yeah.
And after doing that, I was like, fuck this. I'm going to chill. I made myself a margarita. It was like 11 a.m. I was like, I'm making myself a margarita. I'm just hanging out.
I know I've had extra time because I pick up my dog's poos in my garden every day now. The moment she poos, I'm like, oh, gotta go pick it up.
So yeah, I chilled, which was nice. I needed that. And then I've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to do what I need to do. So I thought, you know what? I'll take today. I played a lot of Star Wars Battlefront today.
Did you?
Yeah, I figured you were busy, so I left it.
Yeah, I was.
But I fucked shit up as Kylo Ren.
Stop swearing.
Oh my god. It's difficult. I'm used to us being so open and casual. I did really well in the video game Star Wars Battlefront.
You pwned some noobs.
I pwned some noobs. Okay, so Derek's class starts in 7 minutes. Piercy says, what's on your pull list? I have Thor, Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Freefall, Marauders, Marvel, and J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man. And he also asks, what do you think of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor? Do you know who Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is?
No.
I don't either. Oh, maybe that's a Doctor Who? I've got to say right now...
We're both not Doctor Who fans.
We are not Whovians. Everyone always says you should watch it, but
I've only seen one episode that I liked, and that was with the Weeping Witches, I think they're called, with the statues that if you look at them, they stay still, but when you turn around, they move. So if you're looking at a statue of this horrible, scary old woman wig, which would scare you, just imagine that down the hallway, a statue of an old, scary woman.
Piercy said the Weeping Angels.
The Weeping Angels. Imagine a scary old woman down the end of a hallway wig, and it's thunderstorm and dark. And you look away for a second, you look back, and it's moved forward like a good 3 steps.
You're scaring me, stop it.
And so anytime you turn around from it, the only way to stop it is putting a mirror in front of it. That was good. I loved that. That was really good. And if I had to, I'm not a big Doctor Who guy, but I would definitely say, is his name David Tennant? Is that the guy? The Jessica? Is that him?
Yeah, that's David Tennant. Yeah.
Then he would be my choice because I really like David Tennant, who I think should play the Joker at some point. I mean, he looks like him. He'd be great, and that would be a good choice.
Yeah, he would be a good Joker. That's a good shout. As far as what's on our pull list, Piercy, you have Thor, Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Freefall, Marauders, Marvel, and J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man. My pull list, right now I'm reading the Star Wars books where it's in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, which is Luke's journey after he lost his hand, and also reading the Darth Vader version of that, where after Darth confronts Luke and tells him he's his father, I'm reading that story, and after book 1, where he comes across Padme, you're like, what is going on? And it is such a cool twist. So I highly recommend both those Star Wars books if you're a Star Wars fan, for sure. What else am I reading? I've been-
Spider-Ham.
Well, obviously, yeah, Spider-Ham, classic.
You haven't read a single issue of that.
I bought every single issue on digital. Thank you very much.
We should read it.
Yeah, well.
It's the best book I've ever worked on.
I read the first issue.
Yeah.
I liked it. I saw your art. It was great. What else am I reading? I almost want to go into my pull list. Let me look. Go into my Comixology and have a peruse. Oh yeah, that's Cloud City right there. That looks so good. I need to read that book. Oh, I haven't read this yet. But I read the first portion of it, the Symbiote Spider-Man, where Spider-Man, before he discovered that the symbiote was really turning him into a corrupt, evil person, the symbiote would take over him at night, and whilst Peter was sleeping, the symbiote would like take his body and like take him out as Spider-Man and interact with his villains and all sorts of cool stuff. So I read the first wave, and now there's a new wave where the cover, I don't know if you've seen this, Will, but look at that cover with the Hobgoblin. You see that?
I can't see the Hobgoblin, I can only see Spider-Man. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really good. So I need to read that, but that's on my pull list. What else we got? Star Wars Target Vader, where there's a bunch of bounty hunters hunting Darth Vader, which instantly sounds cool.
Yeah, it does.
I recently got into a lot of Wolverine comics because I've never really explored the character beyond Old Man Logan. So I really wanted to dive into some Wolverine lore. So I got Wolverine Logan by Matthew Vaughn, and I got Wolverine by Chris Claremont and Frank Miller.
Nice.
I got Wolverine Get Mystique.
Was there a big Wolverine sale or something?
There was, it was about a month or so ago, I think, before the pandemic kicked in. I remember being on the train and buying a bunch of issues. I've got Spawn Kills Everyone, the complete collection, Spawn Kills Everyone Part 2. So there you go, buddy. I'm buying your trades as well.
It's very kind.
Batman, White Knight. That's another one. That's a great issue, or great series, should I say. I've got some Superman books that I'm reading/rereading, like Last Son of Krypton, written by Dick Donner and Jeff Johns. What else we got? I got some Spider-Man the Animated Series books. Have you seen this, Bud, by the way? Look at that. Look at that Spidey the Animated Series.
Well, that's really Tom McFarlane.
It is very Tom McFarlane, isn't it? But it's all animated series books. And it's more... there's the Punisher in this series as well. And what else? I'm rereading all of Scott Snyder's Batman series because I love it so much. I'm on the Endgame portion of it. I've gone through everything else. And Night of the Living Deadpool. I haven't read that in a while, so I put that on my list as well.
No, that's another thing where all the zombies are like, just kill us, please.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, we got some chats here. We got Herminio Reyes Jr. I can't get into Doctor Who. I tried, but spend most of my time trying to understand it. You and me both. TF Hero, Spider-Man's face. That's what my brother looks like when he tries not to sneeze. Piercy said, do you watch any comic book channels such as Comic Tom 101, Variant Comics, Comic Historian, etc.? I do not.
I watch some of the Comics Historian because he reviews a lot of my comics.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Piercy also says, I like Tom King's new Adam Strange story. I haven't heard of that, but is that a take on Doctor Strange?
No, there's a character called Adam Strange.
God. So it just shows how in the dark I am on like Marvel lore outside of the 90s.
Adam Strange, I think, is DC as well.
Shows how out the lore I am in comics. Let's change that. And then Green Day Guitar just joined and says, sorry, mate, this looks amazing so far. can't wait to get it in the mail. So.
Oh, this is for you.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you very much for your support. And if there's anybody out there that wants a commission, I'm fully open, and I need money because Marvel has let me go. So if you want to get any of my work, they haven't let me go, but their comics are on pause right now.
Can I just say, as I am well versed in sales and marketing, sometimes I'm like, why are you saying this?
To rephrase it, Marvel has put a pause on all its new books. I was in the process of creating a new book for Marvel. Until the virus is over, I will not. No, I mean there will be no new Marvel books, so I will not be making any Marvel books. So to fund, mortgage, life, food, living, beer, I'm now drawing pictures. So if you want to get a picture from me, please email robsonrequest@gmail.com. That's Robson, ROBSON, request. Look up how to spell it if you don't know how to spell it, .com. At gmail.com. RobsonRequest@gmail.com. RobsonRequest@gmail.com.
This is why I host the podcast.
Yes.
Plug all the socials.
It is.
Yeah, like yesterday, someone was like, would you draw my family as this? And you're like, well, I'm just going to let you know right now, it's going to be a lot of money. And I'm like, why is he saying this?
Well, I know the person that asked for that.
Okay, what was I going to say? Just, get in touch, and then you can discuss it there. You're going to scare people away.
Look, people pay good money for this crap.
So Green Day Guitar, who you're doing this for, said, since you've been able to do Old Man Peter's voice on the podcast, what do you think the zombie animated Peter Parker would sound like?
Well, it would definitely start with, oh no.
Which is how I sound when I'm about to have diarrhea.
Oh no. Jalapenos.
I would think.
Hey John, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's John Rectical. Hugo Strange is DC and Adam Strange is also DC. How strange. Oh well, definitely. I know Hugo Strange because Batman the Animated Series.
What is Adam Strange? Is he the one that turns into an Adam, or is that just the Adam?
That's the Adam.
Or is Adam Strange the one that turns into animals?
I don't know, you're schooling me right now. It's beyond my remit. If it was not in any of Bruce Timm's animated series, I'm out.
You're a fake fanboy.
I am just a pure cartoon fanboy when it comes to comics. I read comics, like I was just saying. I was going through my pull list for all people joining us right now, but it is very surface level pull list. It's like, I'm reading Star Wars, Spider-Man. There's not like very specific niche characters that I follow. There's a lot of Batman as well. That's true. For all people tuning in, I've had 2 margaritas, so I'm just going to say it. I've been wanting to do Batman the Animated Series podcast, and this guy on the other line said, let's just stay with Spider-Man for now, and then once we're done, we'll do Batman. What do you all think? Do you think we should do Batman right now, or should we wait?
Well, then you wait. You wait.
I'm going to wait for those answers to roll in. I'm not going to brush over that. I'm literally going to sit here in silence until I get an answer. We got connections with Paul Dini, man!
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
You wouldn't have no Kingpin in my scenario.
No, I was thinking if we were to do the Batman one, eventually we will do it, whether it be sooner.
We will do it. Just let's finish one podcast first.
Yeah.
We have a great following. We have a lot of fun doing it.
I've seen a pod that does the psychoanalysis of each episode of Batman. I've seen that too, Green Day Guitar. We're not going to get that deep. We're just going to literally review it like we do Spider-Man. But yeah, it's a good podcast.
It will be a different podcast because we make fun of a lot of Spider-Man animated series because, it's a bit goofy and stuff. But
oh, you've got a supporter here. Herminio Reyes Jr. says, please finish Spider-Man, then do Batman.
Yes, exactly.
All right. I just watch it every day.
You're so impatient.
I am. I want to strike while the iron's hot. I'm a salesman. I want to be like, yes, now.
No, you just want to do that and then Move on to the next thing, move on to the next thing. No, you commit and you finish what you started.
I've got your Batman the Animated Series figure you got me for Christmas on my desk. Look.
No, I can't believe I found that. It was such a weird find.
It was a weird find. It's the old figures too. I know no one can see it because you couldn't figure out how to get the video working because you suck. But yeah.
If you don't want to keep that, it's fine. You can just sell it on. But I just saw it as like a stocking stuffer.
No, I'll keep it. Okay. So we've got Green Day also agrees with doing Spider-Man and then Batman. I think he agrees on that, unless it was something else we said. Herminio says, I will follow along. You guys are amazing. Thank you. That's really kind. And Green Day Guitar says, scenarios could be Batman and Alfred instead of Kingpin and Smythe. I don't think I could ever, like...
Hello, sir.
Not saying that we could do the best Kingpin and Smythe. We do our own version of those voices. I don't think I could ever even come close to a Kevin Conroy impression, though.
Well, you just have to do a crap one, like Alfred. There's a... I think I saw a ghost in Wayne Manor. I'm really spooked, Alfred.
It's just Alfred in the sheet. Boo! Sir. Oh my god, we can still do the sir.
Hello, sir. I believe that was just Master Dick in a sheet.
That's one of my favourite things in Batman the Animated Series. I think it's in the New Adventures where Barbara discovers the Bat thing. And Bruce Wayne's down there.
Yeah.
And Alfred goes, Miss Gordon, I see you've discovered our little secret. Yes, I admit it. I am Batman.
I am the Batman.
And Bruce's face is like, come on, mate.
Oh, who was I? I found a new impression I could do today. That was really annoying my wife. Because on the television, just randomly a documentary about C-3PO came up, and you know that my
C-3PO. What are you doing, by the way? You're making lots of noise with your sketching.
It's because my pen's run out, so I'm trying to fill it in as much as possible.
Okay, well, calm down there. Sounds like you're having a little too much fun.
So this random documentary about C-3PO came on, and then I started moving like him around my wife, and then I started being like, "Oh, this coronavirus is terrible." it's really cracking. She was like, "Stop it."
I played Carol Baskin for this.
And then with my dog following me, I was like, "Come along, R2."
Oh my god, your dog is a little R2D2.
Yeah.
It is so hot outside. My feet freezing up.
Bless my bolts.
Piercy says, what do you think of Gary Dugan's Dead Eyes title?
Never heard of it.
Neither have I. Your scorn must stay, Piercy. Stick to Batman, Spider-Man, and James Bond, and I'll be able to answer those questions. Anything outside of that, I'm just going to nod.
Well, do you read the Dynamite James Bond comic?
I tried. It's not very good.
Don't say it's not very good. Say it just wasn't for me.
It wasn't for me.
There you go. By saying it's not very good, you'll just, it means that your opinion means it's not good. But it's good to some people.
Yeah, that's true. My opinion differs from others. I get that.
Oh no, all of my Copics are running out.
Can Spider-Man have a discoloured suit because he's a zombie and it's rotted away?
That's very good thinking, Wig.
That's why I'm here.
This is alright, this is just the base layer anyway. Oh no, I ran out of the Copic. Now he's got very deep blue for his blue in his costume, doesn't he? It's a very primary blue. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so Herminio said, Herminio, I hope I'm saying your name right, and I apologise if I am not. But Herminio said, Dead Eyes is really good, and my favourite indie book right now is Something is Killing the Children.
Oh, that's a great title.
I mean, yeah, sure, I'm interested after the title, but I have not heard of that book. But
that title that captures me. I'm like, I would like to know what is killing the children.
It's COVID-19. And then Tia Piro said, Batman versus James Bond, who would win?
Batman, because he is James Bond with more skills. The only thing James Bond has over Batman is he's better with women.
No, they both have gadgets. So
No.
They both have a very upscale British old man to help them, cue Alfred.
Yes, but like when James Bond was off trying different vintages of Bollinger, Batman was learning how to snap someone's neck with his toes.
Yeah, but so is James Bond. He's trained.
No, he does like Judy Chop.
No, he doesn't. You're thinking of like Austin Powers.
Yeah.
That's not that easy. I would say that's a real fight. It's not going to be something that's like over in a couple seconds.
Well, go on, talk it out to yourself because you love those are your two big boys. So
they are my two favourites. Whilst I think about it, Izzy said, "Who do you think can draw Deadpool the best?" I think that Ryan Otley would be a great artist for Deadpool. I think Ryan Otley draws a great Spider-Man book right now, so I agree with that. I can see this doing Deadpool.
I loved Tony Moore's Deadpool, who's the original artist in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, and speaking of Walking Dead, Green Day Guitar said, my favourite indie book of all time is Robert Kirkman's Invincible series from Image.
Yeah, that's great stuff. I would probably say my favourite indie book has got to be The Walking Dead. I ate that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, I mean, it was indie to begin with, so that is...
Well, it still is.
I would say my favourite indie book is Kill or Be Killed.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It's an incredible story. If anyone hasn't read it, it's so good. And Herminio says, it's by Boom Studios. Try it out. It's really good. And you're saying my name right. Thank you. Most people get it wrong.
Oh, wow.
That was when he was mentioning what's killing the children. Or something is killing the children. Okay, Batman vs. James Bond. Oh, my God. I need, like, you know how we used to do our fights on the podcast? I need more context of, like, where is it? Because that changes things.
In an underground layer. In the water.
In the water?
A submarine layer.
A submarine. So they're under the water in the submarine.
Blofeld and Hugo Strange have teamed up.
I like the joke. Yeah, okay. Hugo Strange actually makes more sense, I suppose, with Blofeld.
I mean, Hugo Strange is a Bond villain, so it works perfectly.
Yeah, he is, especially when he's messing with their minds.
Yeah. You can see Hugo Strange as well being like, hello, Mr. Bond. And they'd be like, Mr. Bond is Batman.
Oh man, I really want to read this.
I mean, if we suddenly came up with a fan James Bond Batman story, you know it'd be the best.
Batman Bond, that'd be so good. What a team up. Especially if, when they, because they won't know each other to begin with. And I can see Bruce Wayne and James Bond meeting for the first time. And Bond, like Bruce Wayne being Mr. Bachelor, but then Bond walks in and all the attention goes to him.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like Bruce Wayne's just like, what's going on? Who's this guy?
Or the other way around, really, because Bond's not like, he's like, hey ladies, you know. That's what Bruce Wayne's like.
Yeah, that's true.
So Bond would be chatting up somebody, and then Bruce Wayne walk in, and they'd be like, yeah, you're cool and all, but I know that guy's super rich, so bye.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cool.
And it would probably start out where maybe like MI6 is like, we need to go to Gotham City and look into this Mr. Wayne. We don't know what, yeah, Wayne Foundation's been investing in weird things and stuff like that. So Bond would Bond would figure out that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
He'd find that he would scuba dive into the Batcave.
Oh my god, I love it.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool. And I can see Bruce Wayne, like, in the Batcave in his Batsuit with the mask on. And then, right when it's too late, the alarms go off. And he's just like, computer report, and then you just hear, good evening, Mr. Wayne.
Yeah, or should I say Batman? And that would be the end of issue 1.
excited. No one else is, probably, but I'm excited. Think of Bale Batman versus Daniel Craig Bond. That's true. They're both like in good shape and would be able to square up.
But they're both the proper like brutish real world versions of those
But I think
characters.
Daniel Craig would just punch.
What about Adam West versus Roger Moore?
Oh, that's such a good matchup. Hello. Good evening, Mr. Bond.
He's not Shatner.
No, he's not. Good evening, Mr. Bond. That's all I get. I just trail out the Adam West. We've got another question from Piercy. What do you think of Gerard Way, the lead singer of My Chemical Romance?
I know that I listened to a podcast with him, with Kevin Smith, and he seems like a really nice dude, and he loves comics, and he's a big fan of the stuff. So he's A-okay in my book.
Didn't he do the Umbrella Academy?
I don't know.
I think he's behind that, which is I actually thought that was a good show on Netflix. I enjoyed that show. Green Day Guitar said, "You know, Mr. Oh, that's great. I've got to do it. You know, Mr. Bond. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb." That's all I get is just a snort laugh from you.
Yeah.
Sucks. I mean, I'm doing this for you, baby. Better give me a laugh.
Heh. So funny.
Heath Ledger's Joker walk into Casino Royale. I like that too.
Yeah, Heath Ledger's Joker versus Daniel Craig Bond. That'd be good.
That'd be good also because he would grab the martini and chuck it over his shoulder before taking a drink, because that's exactly what he does in The Dark Knight. Where is Mr. Bond? Have you seen Mr. Bond?
Where is Felix Leiter?
Have you seen him? Oh, I was right. He does do Umbrella Academy and also DC's Young Animal. Jersey represent. Yeah, boy, 201. What?
201.
It's also the. I remember it was. Oh man, what was the exit on the Garden State Parkway that we were? Was it 170? It was 170.
Route 17.
No, but it's how every person from Jersey would know, because they would name their exit on the Garden State Parkway, and it was the Garden State Parkway. Our exit was right by the Dairy Queen I used to work.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 172. I want to say it was 172. Maybe it was definitely 170 something, and I'm pretty sure because I remember taking that exit so many times. Green Day said 732. Oh, that might be it. That might be it. Or 116. No, it wasn't 116. It had a 7, so maybe it is 732. It was in Montvale, New Jersey. That's where I would get off.
Is that where you get off?
That's what she said. Yeah, I think it was 732. Green Day, who you were doing this commission for, said I lived over by Freehold, which is pretty close to where we used to live.
Over by where?
Freehold.
I never heard of Freehold.
That's fairly close. 732 is my area code. Oh, I thought you were naming the exits.
It's so weird because I'm looking for the color 32 in my pens right now, and you keep saying it. I'm freaking out.
732. I don't know that area code actually. Maybe Freehold was further than I originally thought. We were 201, Bergen County, baby.
All up in that Bergen.
All up in that Bergen County.
Gonna stop at Steins and get myself a BLTT.
We're not the Saddle River, we're up at Saddle River.
Yeah, which was the lower down version.
Oh, you're in Monmouth County. Oh, I know where Monmouth is. Green
Oh,
Bay.
Monmouth. I know Monmouth.
Yeah.
Yes, even though we had British accents, we used to live in New Jersey. Fancy that.
What? Yes, 17 years for me.
We didn't live in New Jersey for 17 years.
No, I lived in the States, yeah. But all East Coast, though. I just went further up north.
So did I.
That's true, yeah. You went to Vermont. Were you
Vermont.
further north than I was in Maine?
I was 40 minutes away from the Canadian border.
Oh, yeah, you were further north. You went to the great.
Yeah, do you remember when you came to my house in Vermont and you were like, it's really cold here?
Oh yeah, that came from Maine.
Yeah.
This place is freezing. Yeah, I remember that now because I brought Rallo, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a nice picture of him on my bed.
Yeah, with you with like a flat brim cap on.
Yeah, and a Batman sweatshirt.
A Batman sweatshirt. I was just seeing those pictures the other day actually because I was going through some memories and stuff and they were on there.
Yep, I was pretty cool dude.
Okay, we've got new question. Tia Piro said the best Bond villain to face Batman would be Jaws.
Yes, that'd be great.
Be good. Also, Oddjob would be pretty amazing as well.
Yeah, but Jaws is cool because he's got that Killer Croc like aspect to him.
Yeah. Oh my God! Can you imagine Jaws and Killer Croc
Yeah.
fighting?
That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be great. I do like Batman versus Jaws though, and him being quiet and just really creepy and giving him that smile.
He's
That's
like,
great.
but I fought, Solomon Grundy. I fought Killer Croc. Like, you ain't hold a stick. All you got is your mouth is metal. Punk.
Yeah, he would just throw like an electric.
He'd throw shade at him and he'd kick the crap. Yeah, he'd kick the crap out of him. It'd be
Yeah,
dope.
he'd just throw some shocking battering in his mouth. And that'd be
He'd call him a punk. You punk.
I just watched the Robin's Reckoning episodes from Batman the Animated Series recently, and there's a moment where Batman discovers that the guy that they're interrogating, and he like sends Robin away because he says a name where Batman's like, that's the guy that killed Robin's parents.
Oh.
And then he grabs the guy and he hangs him off the ledge of a building. And he's like, all right, scum bucket. And just the way he says
Scum bucket?
the way he says it sounds so insulting, where I was like, did they just swear? Because it sounded like such a, like, just the way he pronounced it, it was like, he really hates this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Piercy saying, what is your favorite non-superhero comic?
Probably The Walking Dead.
Does Killer Be Killed count as a non-superhero comic?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because he is a vigilante, but he's not a
Yeah,
superhero.
it's not like, the big superheroes.
Yeah, I would say Killer Be Killed. And then Tia Hero says that Jaws would catch a battering with his teeth and bite a chunk out of it.
That's really cool.
That is really cool. There's so many great stories. I'm going to walk away from this live stream and be like, I want to do a Batman James Bond story. Piercy said, have you heard of the At-Home Comic-Con? I have.
No.
Yeah, it's as far as I know, Piercy, unless it's something different over here, it is comic conventions and panels live streamed via Zoom, I think they're using as their platform.
Zoom.
Which is a great idea, because why not include everybody still?
Yeah,
Even though
definitely.
they're at home, there's still great things you can do. Derek is back. How was your history class, Derek? And then Green Day also said, have you guys watched The Boys on Amazon Prime? Yes.
Yeah, my wig got me into it, so thank you, wig. I really liked that series. It was good. It was a rocky start for me, that show. It took me a while to get into it, but once it got rolling, I really liked it.
It's that aeroplane scene that makes that show.
Yes, that's what made me go, okay, I want to see more. Honestly, if the villain wasn't in it, whatever his name is, the Superman guy.
Superman character?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah, if he wasn't in it, I probably wouldn't be too interested, but he's such a really good character, so.
Derek said his history class was boring as always. History can be fun, man. You know,
I agree. I always hated history. History's one of those things I feel like as you get older, you discover what history really interests you, and you go towards that.
Yeah, you know what I used to do as a kid is, in history class, if I wanted to remember certain people, I would think of relatable fictional characters that I knew that would fit the persona of that particular person in history.
Yeah, everyone did that.
Yeah, so like Genghis Khan, I always used to think as Ra's al Ghul. Where I'm like, okay, how can I remember this guy and what he did? Oh, he's kind of like Ra's al Ghul, and that helped me a lot
Yeah.
figuring it out. That's comics, baby. Just, you know, it got me through high school.
To be fair, it's quite a common thing to take the things that you know and put them towards other things that you're trying to learn.
Yeah.
Not to burst your bubble or anything. I'm glad it worked for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, school worked so well for you.
Look,
it's alright, you make bloody more money than I do, so you win.
That's true, I do. Suck it!
Yeah,
That's allowed on air, isn't it? We've got Green Day says, I love the way Carl Urban says diabolical.
it's diabolical.
I do like that as well.
It's
Because
bloody,
he's got the
it's
worst
diabolical.
English accent ever. Even in the drunkest nights out in London, I haven't run into that type of person yet.
Hello, mate.
Oh, it's diabolical, isn't it?
Mate, it's diabolical, ain't it?
Tia Hero says the James Bond and Batman story, that would be cool to see both Fox and Q work together. Yeah, Lucius Fox and Q. That'd be cool.
Well, no.
Viva.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, no, that's true. You know what? You got some good ideas there, Bovey.
Yeah. And then we've got Mitch Gibbs. Mitch
Don't gives a fuck. Oh, I can't say that.
I said the wrong word. I mean, Mitch Gibbs don't bleep. He says, hey Alex, is the next episode of the podcast going to be the Make-A-Wish episode? Yes, I didn't tell Will this last episode, but the next episode we have to
Oh,
review
no.
is part 1 of Make-A-Wish.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's probably the worst, and it's part 1. There's 2 parts to this episode. So we've got 2 episodes reviewing, in my opinion, it's like I've got Batman in my basement bad. It's not good.
No, it's not bad. It's a heartbreaking ending, isn't it?
Well, heartbreaking in a way where Spider-Man's just so cruel because he's like, all right, I'll give you my identity. And then as he's swinging away, it's like the hospice for like dying children. You're like, whoa, he's only going to tell that child because that
I
child
thought that was...
died.
I always liked that a lot.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, because that kid's going to take his identity to her
To a grave. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, probably a week. It's not like she's going to have that information for a while. She's like, I know who Spider-Man is.
That's the point.
Yeah, but I just felt like he's like, I'll give you this information. The only reason I'm giving it to you is because you're about to die.
That's the point.
I think that's pretty dark.
It is, and that's why it's dope.
We'll discuss it on the episode coming up. We'll probably get into a debate, knowing us. Herminio said, Bond vs. Batman mini-comic series. Alex writes it and Will draws it. I will get the A cover and all the variants.
That'd be dope, but I would also like to write it.
No, I'm going to write it. It has been said. Herminio also said that wait to finish Spider-Man before doing Batman, so he's a wise person.
I thought you disagreed with all of that.
Yeah, but I'm on board now. He wants me to write a Batman vs. Bond comic, so I agree with it. Green Day Guitar says, with Lucius Fox and Q working together, Bond would probably get some bat armor a la Batfleck along with Bruce. That'd be cool, seeing Bond in some sort of like protective armor, but that's basically Iron Man then, isn't it?
No, I'm not all for
Yeah,
that.
I like Bond.
I like the idea of maybe them doing the old switcheroo where it's him in the bat costume and Bruce Wayne in the
Okay.
the
You know what, buddy? You can write this as well.
the white dinner jacket. That'd be awesome. Of course I can. You know I'm good at writing.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be really good. Green Day also says it's based on a comic I have, The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man.
Yes, yes it is.
Is that what the Make-A-Wish episode
Yep.
is based on? Cool, good to know. I'll include that in the podcast. TF Hero says, imagine both Oracle and Boris having a computer hack battle. Oh, Boris as in, I think you meant Boris Johnson. Yeah, as Boris is, I am invincible! Because he's a hacker as well, and
Yeah.
Oracle. You're losing interest in this Bond versus Batman now, aren't you?
No,
You're focused on what you're doing.
I'm focused. I'm trying to colour hair and not fuck it up, mess it up. Damn it.
Make a new comic called Old Man Rob, JK. Eric, what you talking about?
Old man Rob. Me as an old man.
You are an old man.
Old in heart.
You literally are in a, like, tired, grumpy state because you built a barbecue state.
Oh,
That's
that barbecue.
That's as old man as it gets.
I've never received instructions that have pieces that aren't built and just assume that you just know how to build them by yourself. Like to build the barbecue, it was only 2 pages and about 7 images, but it was like just screw the handle on, but the handle was in pieces, and like everything, every little thing was in pieces, and there was no instructions on how to do it. And I was like, surely that must be like I obviously have missed something, right? And I'm telling you, I went through it completely, and also like the worst was the key that tells you like. Every little piece and it's labeled like A, F, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That was missed. Like I picked up a piece, not on it at all. Crazy. I've never experienced that with building anything. Like usually, like flat pack, whatever, you might run into a bit of trouble, but it's fine. But I've never had like such bad instructions before. And the pictures were tiny as well.
Appreciate the art in the instructions.
No, whoever did that should be fired.
Green Day has said the last issue of the Batman James Bond book, there's a cameo by Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible.
and then Limp Bizkit lyrics written over it.
Oh my god! Do you know what? That Limp Bizkit.
All the people in the world today. All the people today.
Now I know why you want to hate me. Because hey, there's all the ones who've achieved lately. That's great.
When the good come to bad, bad come to good. I bet people die like a dude.
Like I should. Alright, you know what? I've had 2 margaritas and I gotta go for a minute.
Okay.
I'll be right back, everybody. And you should probably answer a question.
Give me a couple of questions to answer.
Well, I've been pretty up to date with all the questions and firing them out. We've got Pissy saying, what anthropomorphic Marvel character would you like to make a story about?
Anthropomorphic? But that's anthropomorphizing is when you take a still object, but you make it human. So, what anthropomorphic characters are you talking about? Just like teddy bear.
Derek also said, well, bye. What time is it? Derek, I'm only going downstairs to use the facilities. I'll be right back. Don't worry. And it is also 7:15 in the evening to answer that question. Mitch Gibbs says, Mets or Yankees?
Yankees.
I was leaving you with a question that you could possibly elaborate on.
All right, fine. I'll try and elaborate on that.
All right. Can I have one more question for him whilst I'm gone so you could do the Mets versus Yankees and then something else? Oh, I like that pizza head, bud. That's looking good.
Thank you.
You got that brown shade to it with the light textures. That's nice.
Thanks.
Green Day, are you liking your commission?
I hope so. You better, because this is what you're getting.
Too late now. Alright, I don't have any more questions, and I gotta go.
Go we.
Alright, I'll be back in the tick. I'm also gonna make another margarita.
Alright, I'll try and answer the Yankee thing. It's Yankees because when I was growing up in New Jersey,
Pause that for a second. Continue with that, but I just want to let you know your follow-ups are Iron Man or Captain America, and are you reading Venom?
Okay.
And also, tell us your favorite memory of living in New Jersey. You got loads.
All right, cool.
Goodbye. I'll be right back.
So I'm just looking at a color to choose. So it's definitely Yankees, because when I grew up in New Jersey, I had a friend of mine whose dad was really great, and he would take me and my best friend, well, one of my best friends, to Yankee games, and also he took me to see my first concerts in New York City, and fishing along in the New York, where the Statue of Liberty is. We used to go fishing. Really great life experiences I had with my best friend's dad, and I always appreciate him for doing all of that. And so he used to take us to Yankee games. And I once went to a Yankee game and I ate a hot dog there. And I'm not huge into American hot dogs. I prefer a banger sausage instead. And I went there and I ate one of these hot dogs. I went back to my friend's house, and in the middle of the night I got up and I ran to the toilet to try and be sick. But I was too late and it started spewing all out of my hands and it sprayed across the whole wall of his house. And by the time I reached the toilet, I didn't need to be sick anymore. And I've always felt bad for that. Captain America, Captain America all the way. Captain America is one of my favorite superheroes of all time. The book he was in called Castaway in Dimension Z, really good comic that I think is quite underrated with John Romita Jr. And yeah, it's a really good comic, and he does this line in it which was always stand up, which I think is that comic's. This was before, I can do this all day type thing, but Captain America, like anytime he was getting beaten down, he'd always be like, always stand up and keep fighting and keep fighting. And I used those words when I was trying to break into Marvel. Every time I got a rejection letter from an editor, or I was about to get a gig and it just didn't work out, I'd always remember those words of always stand up, and that really got me through some tough times. So that meant a lot to me. And then the final question: favorite memories from New Jersey. I loved going fishing. I loved going to see loads of concerts with my friends. I used to play in a band there. Just hanging out. I was very fortunate that a lot of my friends were their families were quite well off. So I got to experience a lot of really cool, expensive living, because we didn't grow up with any money. But I had the privilege of living next to people that did have money. So I got to experience a lot of fun things, people with movie theaters in their basements and stuff like that. And yeah, I really miss it. But I more miss my friends and the friendships I made there. Like I wouldn't go back just to live there now. I mean, a lot of those friends have moved to other places in New Jersey. But I loved Vermont as well, and my whole experience in America I really liked. But America is a scary place though, and I do feel a bit safer in this country overall. I know it's gotten all serious now. My brother's left, but yeah, I just I don't know. I miss it for the people and the friendships, but overall, I am way happier living in England. So that's that. He's probably taking a dump now. So I'll talk about what I'm doing actually. So I'm using Copic markers. I'm using BV, some 00s. I'm trying to give him more of a pink, purpley sort of, desaturated skin color. With these nice cool colors. I'm going to bring in some other cool colors in to use a shadow around the eyes to sort of make him look a bit more zombie-like. I'm trying to keep this looking like it would be from the animated series as well, so I'm not trying to go too shadowy or shady. I'm trying to make it look more like it would be, like an animation cell from that show. So that was cool colors there, which are great for blending. I'm going to bring in another cool, and I'm just going to, it's a lighter cool, I'm going to use it just to fade a bit more of this cool into the rest of the colors, so they have a nice sort of blend. And then I'm going to use the lightest cool I have as sort of the absolute highlight, and I'm just going to put it over everything to sort of really bring home that murkiness. I might chuck a bit of green in there as well, so it can look a bit more zombie, but you can see that it's coming together more zombie-like. Let's put a bit darker rings around his eyes. under the ears. And under the neck. And let's try and blend all that back so it's not popping as much. Again, that's what's great about Copics, is you can push all these colours around and pull them and stuff. It's really cool. Right, let's try and bring... Now we put too much of this cool in, so we need to bring some of this pink back in. And probably a bit of a darker. That was a 0-0, so let's take a 0-2 around these eyes. Not too much because it's quite dark. Oops, I dropped the pen. That's looking pretty dead body to me. What's this colour? His eyes are a bit messed up. V12. Another light colour to bring it all together. This is all just like blending and stuff. It's nice to sort of get a nice range of colours to try and blend it all together. That'll bring out a bit of rosiness into everything. Because I thought that was a bit too desaturated for a animated series look. I'm going to use some white to bring the white back into his eyes. This is just a white gel pen, it's cool. It's cool. And do I want to chuck a bit of green into his skin? So it's going to look even more sickly. Let's just do it in a spot that's a bit safer. Yeah, I think that looks good. There we go. Now he looks proper zombie. Greens and pinks. That did it. Okay, we're gonna make his teeth a bit yellow. So using a yellow 0-0. Yep. Then blend that out with a yellow 0-0-0. Gotta get his tongue, which I just want to do as a single dark color. What's this? That looks dark. That, and he's looking pretty zombie. Maybe we'll add a bit of pink into his eyes. Okay, so that's the basic colors done. Now we're going to go back over with some inks to make him pop. Pop. I'm going to get a brush. I'm using a zebra brush. And I'm going to thicken these loam weights. Sounds like my brother's taking his sweet time. Usually I'd have the questions up, but I don't have them up because I was relying on him. I can hear him clicking glasses down in his kitchen. And his collarbone.
I'm back.
Would you take a crap?
Now I got wrangled into making drinks, and then I was like, I'm not going to have enough time to make food tonight, so now it's a takeaway.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You think I'm mad about a takeaway? Any excuse? What did I miss?
Me just talking to myself.
Okay, have you answered any questions?
I only answered the questions you gave me.
So what was your favourite memory of living in New Jersey?
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, what was it?
Just being with my pals.
Being with your buddies, okay. Piercy said, would you want to work with Donny Cates?
Yeah, I nearly did at one point. At one point I was going to do a Venom book before the big time Venom thing kicked off, but my schedule just couldn't fit in. If you look, there's a couple of covers of Venom I did a couple of years ago, and I was actually supposed to draw those issues. That's why I did the cover for them.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that happening.
Yeah, but it didn't work out in the end because I had a schedule conflict. So I was drawing Spawn, so I had to, I'd already agreed to Spawn, so I had to agree to that, which is absolutely fine because it's the one I wanted to do.
Peter Parker looking pretty dead, by the way.
That's the point.
I know. It's good. Piercy also says, do you like Jamie Hewlett?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. Green Day says, if you ever get the chance to come to a convention in Nashville, pulled pork sandwiches and beers on me.
That sounds good. I'll skip the pulled pork because I am a vegetarian, but the beers sound good.
I'll eat his pulled pork. I'll eat his portion and my portion because that sounds great.
Because, if I'm going to a Comic-Con, you're definitely coming.
Well, yeah.
Not my wife or anything.
No, we're going because of the podcast, not because you're a comic book.
All right.
That's secondary. Is it true? So Herminio says, "Is it true the food in England is bad? I keep hearing that and I don't believe it."
It's not.
Okay, can I speak to this?
Yeah, of course you can.
This is a thing that really bothers me, and I'm a big fan of Good Mythical Morning, which you introduced me to, Bud. And they have said recently with their trip to England that the food is terrible and they've apologized, but it's true. I don't know where these people are going.
Well, they tell you where they went. They're like, oh, we went to get fish and chips in the O2 at the Slug and whatever it's called, Lettuce. I'm like, yeah, the Slug and Lettuce is a crap chain restaurant. That doesn't represent England.
A burger in Madison Square Garden from Fuddruckers.
Yeah, or Denny's or something like that.
Or Denny's, yeah. So the food in England is not bad, I will say outright. If it was, I would be honest and be like, yeah, it's bad, because we obviously grew up in New Jersey, and then further north after that, and the food is certainly excellent as far as I had in New Jersey with certain...
Yes, the food we had in New Jersey was excellent.
Yeah, especially with Italian food, that was fantastic. And then I was Maine and you were Vermont. In Maine, I had many a lobster and all sorts of delicious things that state is known for, especially seafood oriented.
Vermont had a really good Chinese restaurant.
Oh yeah, I miss orange chicken so much. I miss American Chinese. I will say that outright. But
Yeah, I would say one thing is English Chinese does not hold a candle to American Chinese.
it does not. But I will say that the food in England, at least in London, which I've been working in for the last 6 years now, is I've had so I can't even count how many good meals I've had in London. There is so many great spots, so the food is not bad. I will say it's definitely better. There's more good than bad. Then we've got... okay, sorry, I'm getting behind here. Derek says, beautiful artwork, dude. I don't know how you do it.
Thanks very much.
Pierce says, that's awesome. So obviously in response to something you said whilst I was gone. T of Hero says, Batman versus Marv from Sin City would also be a good battle. I agree, that would be great. Especially if he sees Bruce Wayne in some trench coat, he's like, doesn't matter if I'm coat you're wearing there.
You know, he would chuck handcuffs on him. He's like, all right, let's see you hop around now, you punk.
Actually, in Batman Begins, remember when he's like, nice coat? And then like...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That'd be cool. Then we've also got Piercy saying Jamie Hewlett is an artist who drew Tank Girl and Gorillas.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
You know the band The Gorillas, you know their artwork?
Yeah, that's who draws it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Mitch Gibbs says, would you ever get a comic or pop culture related tattoo?
I would never get a tattoo personally. My wife has tattoos, but I do not, and just not something I'm interested in getting.
I like it on women, but I do not like it on my own body.
No.
It's something that I'm not into at all.
No, same here.
But I'm into it when the ladies have it. Oh, yeah.
I don't dislike tattoos, I just don't want to have them, that's all.
Yeah. Piercy says, it's literally called the Slug and Lettuce. Doesn't sound like the most appealing name. Yes, I agree. But it's a chain restaurant. It's like a Chili's. It's like...
I will tell you something, in England has very terrible chain restaurants. The only good one is Nando's. Like, in England, TGI Fridays we have, but it does not taste anything like the American one. It's really subpar and crap. But
yeah, I agree.
if you go to like a proper pub and have a proper pub meal, you go to any Indian restaurant ever in England, it's amazing.
I do miss Chili's. I miss Chili's.
Yeah, I miss that proper American, like, get a basket of chicken fingers and eat dope food.
You love chicken fingers.
I do.
In the day. Tia Ferris says, Batman in a zombie apocalypse, would he kill or not kill? I'd say he'd kill, because they're dead already.
Yeah, anything to stop like a spread of a virus if you've been bit and stuff like that. He's like, well, you're dead already.
I've seen him kill parademons, you know, so that's pretty much almost the equivalent. Like if he's going to kill something that's not human or alive. Granted, obviously zombies were alive, but they're not anymore, so he would kill. Piercy says, zombie James Bond. That would be pretty funny as well.
He only eats like the most exquisite people.
With caviar. And then Derek is echoing that sentiment of zombie James Bond, so clearly that's pretty good. Bond James Bond! Just start chomping on people's heads. Green Day says, and I guess Nightwing would team up with Austin Powers, both with crazy libidos. Yeah, Nightwing's pretty horny in comics lately.
Is he?
Yeah. With Nightwing and Austin Powers is so funny. Yeah, Dick, yeah! And just like the innuendo of Dick, that would be used so much. Green Day says, I remember Tom Holland saying he loves Nando's. Yeah, because that's Spider-Man.
Nando's is very, very good.
It is really good. There is some in America. There are certain Nando's chains in America.
Really?
I think they're more in the South, yeah. In fact, actually, I was working in Virginia once, and there was, you know how I miss this so much, but in America there used to be like a big, what was it called? Where it was like it was like a conglomerate of shops.
Outlet?
An outlet, thank you. And there was a Nando's in the outlet, and I was like, what? So yeah, there are some Nando's in America. Derek said, I just noticed this stream is longer than the last. I think that's for two reasons. One, you're doing a full color, pencil, color, and ink.
Yeah.
Or pencil, ink, and color, however you want to say it. And also, I'm here. And
Yeah.
it's just way more entertaining.
And we did start a bit later as well.
Yeah. And Chloe says, what do you want for dinner?
I don't know.
I've just given the order for a takeaway because I have not had any time to cook. Also, bingo is on in 20 minutes. But
Oh, okay. Well, I'm nearly done with this.
don't rush it. Take your time. I got all the time in the world. I've got all the time in the world.
Tomorrow I will be drawing an ink version of 90s Gambit and Rogue, but I will have the baselines done ahead of time just so that this won't go on forever.
And can I just give a shout out to your wife in this regard, because she is doing all your social media and she is killing it.
Yeah, she's doing amazing.
She is. I've been seeing lots of stories. I got a post, I think it was yesterday maybe, it was like, Will Robson's posted his first story on Instagram. I was like, his first? Really? So yeah, shout out to Chloe Robson for...
Just tell her I'll eat whatever for dinner.
Well, she can hear you. She literally said in the chat, what do you want for dinner? So she obviously can hear you. That's obviously not going to help either.
No, it's going to make it worse.
Yep. It's going to be like, what do you fancy? And then suddenly the chat is, what do you want to eat tonight?
I don't know. Spag bowl?
Let's have a look at this Spidey. So what's in the middle there? Is that the logo that's in his chest?
That's the logo from this comic.
What's it, Secret Wars?
Yeah, I had to draw over it. I couldn't do anything about that.
That's right.
Is that it? Is that your only opinion?
No, I just wanted to know. I think it looks great. I told you earlier, I think it's really come together. I like the shading on the dead skin. He looks like a proper zombie.
Thanks.
Piercy says you should ask for Nando's for dinner.
Oh, my wish. That is shut down.
And I think I've got a comment from Chloe. She's done that emoji, which is like the bent arm, like, thanks. I think that was for her social media shout-outs. You killing it, girl.
Yeah, she's done a fantastic job. Man, the Spider-Man logo in the animated series is huge.
Yeah, it is. It's a big old chest emblem. That's good. That will cover up the Secret Wars stuff. Chuck, 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 chuck. I'm not doing sound effects of you drawing art. It's reached that level of quality.
Oh, needs to be funny.
I gave the option downstairs. I was like, I could do Chinese, I could do Thai, I could do Italian.
Well, this is the thing. I always get asked, like, what do you want to eat? And I give loads of options. She's like, I don't want to hear that.
Whoa, is that true, Piercy? Piercy says, do you know that you both are on the Spider-Man the Animated Series wiki?
Oh, that's cool.
Did not know that. That is very
We'll
cool.
go look at it and see what it says.
Herminio has said, that looks fantastic. Good job, Will.
Thank you.
Let me check out the Spider-Man wiki.
Is the guy whose commission this is for still in the chat?
Yeah, I think Green Day is. He asked
If
the
he
question
is,
not too long.
would he want blood stains on him, or is that not animated series?
Oh yeah, because there's no blood.
Yeah. Because I've tried to keep it very animated series, like I've tried to keep it, you know, looking like it's for kids, zombie for kids, etc. Like I'm trying to follow the look.
Do you think they would do a white eye for the zombie version, or is that too scary?
It would probably be yellow, right? So I can
It
make
would be
it.
like an opaque yellow eye.
I'll make it yellow. I think that
Yeah,
will
I
work.
agree. Oh yeah, Green Day's in. He said, yes, I am. Green Day, do you want blood? There's no words like kill, death, or die. No use of the word blood or any blood at all. Go right ahead for the blood if you want to, up to you.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to keep it like on brand.
Well, yeah, keep it in the sense of thrip. I know you hate that. Every time, when we were just interviewing Sarah Valentine, I was like, we do this segment called Centre Thrip, and you just shook your head at me when I said that to her. You hate those type of like puns, don't you?
Yeah, that yellow eye really brings it together.
Yeah, it does. Spider-Man the Animated Series Wiki, I want to see this. It's like two fucking weirdos from England. Oh, sorry, two weirdos from England. I'm sorry, but two weirdos from England decided to talk about this show. Green Day says, I hope he did voices for Sarah. I gotta listen to the episode still.
I don't think I did, no.
No, we didn't do many episodes. We did some voices off pod, which is always like, I've got to say, for anyone that listens to our podcast, as much as I absolutely take pure joy in interviewing anyone that has anything to do with the show, one of my favourite things is when we're just chatting with them before we go on record and just like getting to know them a little bit. I mean, granted, Sarah's been on before, but her coming back, like she's such a genuine person, and she's so, I think she's really witty, Sarah Valentine. Yeah. She's a pleasure to talk to. She's really generous. She lets you nerd out because she gets it. And yeah, she's honestly one of the, if not my favourite, but one of my favourite guests we've ever had on the show. So when you do listen to that episode, I hope that speaks to it. But I will say that behind the scenes stuff, when we're not recording, is some of my favourite things to do.
Right, I think this is done. Oh no.
I can just hear that spider sense noise. I'm trying to find us on this wiki page now. Home media. Episodes, yeah.
Oh, my first time signing 2020.
Who said that we were on the... Yeah, Piercy, where are we on the... Oh, here's the link for the wiki. I don't see the link anywhere. Green Day said, thanks so much, Will. That looks incredible.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you like it.
Mitch Gibbs has also asked, did film school help with your drawing comprehension?
Absolutely. Yep, with storytelling and everything. Definitely. And just laying out a story.
I don't see the link that you sent, Piercy, but I'm sure I'll find it on the wiki page. That's cool, we're on the wiki page there. Didn't even know that.
And there we have it.
Oh, I've got to come up with a question, don't I?
You do.
Quickly. It has to be Marvel related?
No, doesn't have to be.
Would you prefer it to be?
No, it doesn't have to be. It could be whatever you like, but as long as it's on the theme of what we've been talking about today. So, up for grabs, everybody, right now, is a free digital version of this book. This is what's known as a digital edition. This is one of my comps. This is what I get sent from Marvel. It's one of my, they always send you a couple free issues of the book you've done. So I have all of these bonus digital editions. So my brother's going to ask a question, and whoever answers it correctly first will win a free digital version of Spider-Ham issue number 1. So, take it away, Wing.
Okay. So I'm going to keep this animated series related.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, so... Let's see here. I don't want to make it too specific. Okay, I got this. Ready? All right, for everybody tuning in right now, if they want to win this, the first person to answer correctly. Is this the first person to also spell it correctly? I think I can probably...
Yes, spelling is now important.
Spelling is now important.
Yeah.
Okay, so you heard it. Spelling, you have to spell his name correctly. The reason I say his name is... The question is... Who is the voice actor that plays Alistair Smythe in Spider-Man, the animated series?
Oh my god. Well, it sounds like people are definitely going to go straight to Google then.
Yeah, well, it's whoever can either Google first, or maybe there's a fan that goes, I know exactly who that is. Because I knew who that was. He's Rex Manning in Empire Records. Say no more, money more. That's the song you used to sing. Do you remember that film, Empire Records?
I do.
Yeah, nice. So Alistair Smythe, I think I told you this before, right? You know the guy that comes to the shop to sign autographs?
Yes. I think we've talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah. You say yes, but then Sarah was like, yeah, Derek, answer. Go for it. Quick. Oh! Green Day snatched it, so Green Day got it right.
Congratulations. Not only do you have a nice commission, you also have won yourself a free issue of Spider-Ham. Issue number 1, baby. Look at this. Look at this art. Oh, it's so good. That's an advertisement. Oh, look at that. Look at that double. That took loads of time. Whoosh, bish, bang, bosh.
Derek won last night.
Yep.
I appreciate you saying, Derek, can I answer? Because obviously you've already won this last night, so I appreciate that hesitation. I think I could say, Bud, for future streams, anyone can answer. It doesn't matter if you won before, yeah? But I appreciate you asking that. But yeah,
if you've won before, I will say now, I have issue 2, issue 3. I have other comics available, so you could if you win twice in a row, you can trade it in for a second issue or something like that. So you don't have just 2 digital codes of the same thing.
Amazing. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, cool. Well done, Green Day. You've got a great commission. You've also won Spider-Ham comic, which is really cool. So congrats on that. Yeah, can I just say, when we were doing the latest podcast, you know, he's like, yeah, you mentioned it on the podcast before. And, you know, I always told you about the guy who's like, Sal Bandini, you want to wrestle?
Mm-hmm.
And Sarah on our latest podcast was like, well, you had great people like Martin Landau, and you're like, who did Martin Landau play? And I was like, Scorpion, I told you a million fucking times.
Hello, everybody. Well, do you know why I said that? Because I thought Martin Landau, I was mixing it up with Marlon Brando. So I was like, Marlon Brando was on Spider-Man, the animated series. I was like, what?
Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah, Martin Landau.
Does anybody have any hot, quick questions to go through before we wrap this up?
Well, Herminio says, I got the whole Spider-Ham series. I did enjoy them.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We'll be doing another one tomorrow. Like I said, it's going to be me inking Rogue and Gambit. Half the inks will be done already to save on time, as it's 2 characters. And I don't want to be sitting here for 3 hours doing a stream, as much as some of you probably would like that. My butt hurts from sitting on this chair, because I usually sit on the sofa when I draw. So, have you been to a Fish concert? No, I wish I did. It's a band that I got into. I got into them in 2003. That's when they broke up. And then when they got back together and started touring, it was in America, and I moved back to England, so I've never seen them live, so that kind of sucks.
You have a tragedy on that story, don't you? I went to their final concert when they said they were breaking up, and I sat in the freeway and had to wait because it was flooded, and me and my friends gave up, and we regret it to this day because they still had the concert, and I was like, we could have trekked that out. We could have just walked the 1.5 miles and just camped it out in the mud. We missed that.
If you want to know about the prices of my commissions, you can email me at robsonrequest@gmail.com, and my wife will kindly send you a full list of the prices.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to answer a couple more.
Yeah, could you? I've missed some questions, so could you just let me know?
Yeah, what were your favourite concerts at Madison Square Garden?
I saw Dispatch there, which was their final concert. I saw Bob Dylan there.
You saw Dispatch live?
Yeah, it was their final going away concert.
Didn't know that. We've got Derek asking how much are your commissions, so I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, I just answered that one.
Okay, sorry, missed that one. Haminio said, do you play Pokemon Go?
I used to when it came out. My brother really got into it. I went to visit him in London and he was sitting on the train trying to catch Clefairies, and that was hilarious. Yeah, you got into Pokemon later in life, which is not something that happens to people.
I did, I was watching...
You started watching the animated series and you're like, this is good! And I was like, yeah.
I was, what, 31?
Yeah, 31 and getting into Pokemon. Oh, brilliant.
And then TF Hero said, would you do a Daredevil and Electra sketch card when I order tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I won't do it tomorrow, but I will definitely do them on a live stream, definitely.
Yeah. Piercy said, do you know who Slow Thigh is?
Slow one?
Slow Thigh.
No.
Or Slow Tie? It's spelled tie.
Slow Tie, no.
Pokemon. Mitch Gibbs said, favourite stand-up comedian?
Right now it's Tom Segura. I think he's really, really funny, but I do love Dave Chappelle as well. Not too...
I saw that honorary thing.
Yeah, that was good. I'm not hugely into Dave Chappelle's newer stuff because a couple of his opinions contradict my opinions, which makes it less funny. But back in the day, Chappelle's show, his first two stand-ups, like For What It's Worth, one of the best and funniest things that you'll ever see in your life. But for current people, it's Tom Segura. Tom Segura is king. He's hilarious. And his buddy as well, the Russian mafia story guy. He's great.
Right.
Yeah, the machine.
Mitch Gibbs says, me too, ball hog.
Bull hog?
Maybe to do with your favourite comedian, because he said me too.
No, I missed it. Sorry.
Piercy says, do you collect Funko Pops?
I don't. It's one of the things I've sworn myself not to because I have quite an addictive, collective attitude. I collect retro video games. That's only one of millions of shelves that I have. So that's where I collect stuff. I used to collect Star Wars Black Series figures. Like I have one up there, but I stopped because, yeah, like I said, that shit can be addicting, or that stuff can be addicting. So no, I have no Funko Pops.
Yeah, it can definitely be a bit cluttering. We'll do final questions now before we log off because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You've got Derek asks, who is your favourite artist?
Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Green Day says The Machine in capital letters. I assume that's...
I am the machine.
Haminio says, do you still think Punisher can beat Venom?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you always think
Punisher could beat anybody. All he needs is a sonic rifle. Boom, done.
And that's what we've got one last question. This is the last one for PSC. Do you have an SNES?
Hell yeah, I've got a SNES. You want to see it?
SNES? Is that what the street term is?
Super Nintendo, baby. Super Nintendo. Sega Genesis.
I'm so glad that the viewers cannot see the view I'm seeing because I'm just watching you in your pants.
Oh yeah, because you got the laptop up.
Yeah.
Hey. All right, everybody. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for the sketch cover. And tune in tomorrow for a chance to win another issue of a comic book. And then I'm also thinking, after we do like a month, like once a month, I'll actually give away one of the books that we gave the digital codes away. I'll sign it and post it as a reward. So there's a chance to win an actual physical comic from me. And if we can, if I get lots of commissions, I have a backlog of these little guys, so I might be giving one of those away as well. And those are expensive, and you can only get them at Comic Cons by Tom McFarlane. So you better tune in, tell your wives, tell your kids, buy a commission, bye.